What was the exact moment you decided to destroy someone's entire life? The night I found my PowerPoint slides being used in ways Microsoft never intended. I'd spent 6 months building our annual strategic forecast, 112 slides of market analysis, revenue projections, and growth strategies for our Fortune 500 retail company. My boss, Jake, needed to review it the night before the board meeting. At 9 p.m., my files mysteriously corrupted. Every backup, gone. Jake said he'd handle it, not to worry. I grabbed champagne to surprise my fiancée, Sarah, and decompress after the disaster. Her apartment door was unlocked. I heard voices from the bedroom. My voice, recorded from a practice session. Then I heard her. The Q3 projections show a 23% increase in... She was reading my presentation aloud. I pushed the door open. They were both undressed, my laptop open between them, displaying slide 47 of my presentation. She was reading my market analysis in this breathy voice while Jake was busy banging it up. He had his phone propped up, recording everything. I stood there frozen as Sarah moaned out my quarterly revenue forecasts. Jake looked at the camera and said, "Yes, oh man, his formulas are so detailed. They were using my professional work as some kind of twisted role play. 6 months of my life had become their bedroom game." The next morning, I went straight to HR, showed them the corrupted files, explained what I'd witnessed. The HR director, Linda, actually smirked. What two consenting adults do in their private time isn't company business. I tried explaining they'd stolen my work, but she cut me off. "Jake says you've been struggling with the breakup. Maybe take some personal time?" Jake presented my work to the board, got a standing ovation. The CEO promoted him to vice president of strategic planning on the spot. Sarah told our mutual friends I was emotionally unavailable and obsessed with work. The narrative became that I was a jealous ex who couldn't handle seeing her happy. Coworkers started avoiding me in the halls. The company suggested I take a stress management course. I became the unstable employee who needed help. I watched Jake fumble through quarterly meetings, butchering strategies he didn't understand. That's when I realized he stole my work, but had no idea what any of it meant. The plan formed slowly. I publicly apologized to Jake, said I'd overreacted, volunteered to help him with his new VP responsibilities. "I want to learn from the best," I told him. He bought it completely. For 18 months, I became his most trusted ally, learned every aspect of his role, every password, every weakness. I documented every mistake while covering for him publicly. Meanwhile, I studied AI automation in secret, built a system trained on 10 years of company data. Jake managed 127 data analysts across 5 departments. I was about to make them all obsolete. The annual board meeting. I presented my AI efficiency initiative with Jake's enthusiastic support. He thought it would make him look innovative. I ran a live demo. The AI completed an entire quarter's analysis in 47 minutes. Work that took 127 people 3 months done before lunch. The board was stunned. "So we don't need those departments anymore?" the CEO asked. That's when Jake's face changed. He just championed the elimination of his entire division. The AI also flagged $3.2 million in errors from his past reports. Reports he'd signed off on without understanding. Sarah was 4 months pregnant. They just closed on a house with a mortgage based on his VP salary. He tried to backtrack, but it was too late. He'd publicly endorsed every aspect of my proposal. 127 jobs eliminated, including his. They made me chief automation officer. $500,000 salary. Corner office. I work alone now. Trust no one. A year later, I stopped at the grocery store after another late night. Saw her at register 3. Name tag reading Sarah, trainee. Her hands shook when she saw me. Jake was in aisle 7, restocking cereal. He looked like he'd aged 20 years. She quickly looked down, scanning items for the customer ahead of me. They live in the world I created. I live in the one they destroyed.